Hey everybody, and welcome back to Investment Honey, where we talk about various crypto projects. Before we begin, as always, I'm not your financial advisor, and we never provide any investment advice on the channel, ever. So with that being said, sorry for not being able to get a video out yesterday, but we are back today, and just consider the markets. The markets are not looking that great. They haven't been that great, so we really haven't seen a lot of tokens moving, at least not any with real, like staying power per se. So with that being said, we'll see what we can find today and see if we can see anything with some potential. So with that being said, we're just going to go into discovery mode today, and let's see here. We're going to automatically adjust my configuration here. So I'm going to get rid of the price, the transactions, volume makers. We'll keep the time frames as always, and we'll get rid of liquidity and click apply, and then we're going to take a look at the filters here. So as far as the platforms, we'll take a look at all three today. So like I said, I've been looking over the last couple of days, and like I said, there have been some stuff that's moved, but it's been a slim pickings, honestly. So I think even as far as today was concerned, what did I see today? Today I saw some bun token. It was like a meme. That one moved, and it looked like it was going to die off, and then it came back. And then there was the Kanye token today. So if any of you guys know what happened at the Grammys, with his wife, so they had a weird one, where basically he, was not looking appropriate, and so they had some parts blanked out. And that one, I think, went from like the low 200K all the way to 12 million. So craziness, but you never know in this landscape, what's going to move and what isn't going to move. All you can do is pretty much just take a look at some things, make an analysis, and decide to go ahead and dive on in. So with that being said, we've got 3 chains selected, and we've got our liquidity here at 1,000 as always. Looking at the market cap, we're going to go ahead and start out with our standard 50,000. So as you can imagine, because we're not doing any review, we're going to go ahead and stay in discovery mode. So I didn't mention it before, but if you're new, make sure that you check out the first video of the series. That'll go ahead and get you some of those introductions and just kind of the flow of what's going to be going on. But you can always just go ahead and stay here and check this one out either way. With that being said, we're going to go, since we're looking at 3 chains, we're just going to go to 100K and see what we get. And let's see here. As far as the pair age, we'll go and we'll stay with the brand new stuff. We'll go all the way out to 50 hours. And let's see here. As far as the 24-hour change, we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at 10% on the minimum, and we're going to click apply. So let's see what we get. We're going to go ahead and check off here the 24-hour column, just so that we're sorting by the largest gains in that 24-hour window, and all the way down to at least 10%. So we get, it looks like about 20-something tokens. Yeah. So as always, remember that you see this box here with the question mark. A lot of these typically aren't the kind of tokens we're going to focus on, and typically probably aren't the ones you want to really focus on either. That is for your more risky degens out there. Some of these tokens do move, but in a lot of cases, they can be scams, so just keep that in mind. But when you get, used to finding different sources where you can go ahead and source tokens, and I haven't mentioned this at any other point in time in the series, sometimes you can find, these tokens that don't have this stuff, and they're not scams, and they do move. But I've mentioned before in many other videos, you do have your outliers, you do have the ones that are not scams, but like I said, we've come across plenty that are. And that's the reason why I tell you guys, we're going to focus on the ones that don't have this going on in their picture. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start opening some of these up. And you can see, part of the reason why I also keep this 5-minute, 1 hour, 6 hour, and 24 hour, you can see right away, when you've got some stuff that's just got no activity going on in the 5-minute, 1 hour, and 6 hour columns. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and let's see, we've got Fart Girl. So apparently they still got that farting meta going on. We can see Small Shiba. Yesterday there was a token, I think it was Small Pepe. That one was somewhere around the 100K area when I spotted it, and it went all the way to like 5 million. So you're starting to see some derivatives, in terms of the SMOL, the small meta, if you want to call it. But a lot of times when you see a token go ahead and take off, you'll start to see these derivatives. You'll start to see, versions of it show up in other tokens that are being deployed. just because there was one that took off that people were interested in. So we got FTX AI agent. We'll go ahead and we'll do that one. This one I saw earlier today. It's I think it has to do with a pastor, and so it did make some moves, but it's obviously retraced as well quite a bit. And I don't remember if this one had a telegram. We'll take a look at it as well. So we've got 4 here, and we're going to take a look at the chart and make sure they've got a telegram as well. So we're looking at the 15 minutes, 5 minute. Let's see here. This one, not crazy about this chart, and they got a telegram. We'll keep it for now. Come back around to it. This one here, 15 minutes. On the 5 minute, I mean, you can see they had a run up, a lot of retracement. It's kind of where they're hanging out right now. They do have a telegram. We'll keep it for now. And then we got the FTX AI agent. Chart doesn't look too bad. They got a telegram. We'll keep this one too. And then this one, okay, this one did not have a telegram, but as you can see, they had the run up, some retracement, run up again, a retracement. So I'm not sure that they're going to have another run on this one, but especially when you don't have a community to engage with. So, but either way, this is a no for us here on the video. But if you still want to check it out, after the upload, you can certainly feel free to do that. So we're going back in, we're going to adjust our filters here. And since we had a small window in terms of the market cap, going to go ahead and go 101, and we'll just go out to 300 this time. Remember, we cap out at 500 here in the series. So okay, let's see here. We'll go ahead and we'll open. No, I'm not going to look at that one. NDIS, the nod, this is one I actually saw on Twitter, so we'll take a look at that one. They've been doing, okay in spite of the market conditions. So I wonder how they would look, in the midst of better market conditions, actually. So, and I don't remember if this one had a telegram either, but we'll take a look and see. Drill in, hide the pain, Harold's cat. We'll take a look at this one as well. Elon MAGA hat, sure. We'll take a look at that one. Anything that's got like, derivative, or not derivative, but derogatory language, we don't take a look at, here for the purposes of the series, and, keeping in mind that it may not be appropriate, for YouTube uploads. So, but if you see something, as we're going through here, you want to go ahead and check it out, on your own, you're always welcome to that. Let's see, we're seeing a lot of Kanye, tokens, because like I said, that weird one that went ahead and took off today, that was an inappropriate, picture of him. You're going to see a lot of those Kanye tokens, and I've seen a lot of them today. So, but we're not going to worry about the Kanye stuff. So, crypto canvas. This is sitting at 146. We'll take a look at this one, and let's see here. Kilo Zero. No, this one saw this one earlier as well. Low budget meme. I don't think it has community, but I want to go back to it and take a look at it real quick. And then this one, Stilton Musk. This one has to do with Elon's favorite cheese. I guess there's a cheese out there called Stilton. I didn't know that. And let me see here. What else do we got? 69 minutes. We'll take a look at that one. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let me go first to Nod. Okay, so Nod does not have a Telegram community, so we're not going to look at it. But I think I do like the meme here, if you want to call it that. Basically, everything's oriented around just nodding, So, but yeah, not a bad chart, considering the market conditions. We've got a lot of tokens out there that have been deployed that have not lasted very long in the midst of unfavorable conditions in the market. So this one seems to be holding its own. These levels aren't bad, for a token that does not have a Telegram community or Discord. Okay, so this one, Greco, I don't like the chart, so we're not taking a look at this one. Elon MAGA hat, no Telegram community. Getting rid of that one. Canvas, let's see what we got here on the 15 minute. Doesn't look terrible, but it does not look like we're getting much activity here on the 5 minute or the 1 hour. So for this one, I'm going to pass. All right, and then here on low budget meme, this one, they didn't have a Telegram community right away. So obviously they've established one since then. But either way, the chart doesn't look too bad, and the market cap is, still sitting, I think, at a reasonable, place, considering the run up here, which was basically around 400K, so they're sitting at 160 or something like that, somewhere around there, 151. according to the tab, so, and low budget meme, I like what they got going on here. It really is a low budget meme. Looks like just simply a drawing, and that's it. So could this gain some traction? Maybe. I mean, we'll see. The minuses don't look too bad. Minus 10, on the 5 minute, and minus 29% on the 1 hour. So we will take a look at that one. Stilton, let's take a look at the 5 minutes here. So this doesn't look too bad. They did have a pretty decent run up. It looks like they got to 1 million. And then obviously, from that all-time high, it's retraced quite a bit. We can see some recovery here, retracement, so right now it looks like it's, more in retracement, than buy pressure, especially since you're looking here at the 5 minute, you see a minus, and on the 1 hour, it's just 1%, so no real activity going on here. I think we'll leave it alone, but just making you aware of this one as well. And then 69 minutes. So this is, okay, so I remember seeing somebody talking about this before this one launched, so, but I didn't take a look at it. But either way, since we're looking at it right now, we can see nothing here on the 5 minutes, a little bit of activity here on the 1 hour. I like the chart, so far I'm surprised that it hasn't retraced even further. We will keep this one open, and we'll take a look at it here in a little bit. So we want to go ahead and pick up some, a few more tokens before we start investigating the channels. So we're going to go ahead and go to 301, and then we'll go to 5. So whatever we get out of this, it'll go ahead and wrap up, what we're looking for in terms of actually picking up some tokens to take a look at. So let's see here. Not a lot of activity going on down here in these areas. XGrow. Let's see here. We'll keep moving. Assuming, don't know what that is. Something wrong. Not much activity going on here. Let's see here. This one, Subdoge. I've seen this. I saw this one earlier as well. We're going to go ahead and take a look at Subdoge. I think that's, okay, that one opened. And then, let's see here. What else? Grok AI, that one looks like they've got some activity there as well. Okay, so with that being said, we picked up a couple more. Let's just make sure these have telegrams. This one does not, so we're not going to worry about that one. And then this one does. So let's go to 15 minute. I don't really like the way this chart looks, but clearly this is, it's been doing pretty well so far. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep this one too. So let's go ahead and let's start investigating some channels. So here we go. We're going to take a look and click there and open. So right away, we get a verification portal. Great. All right, so just over 280 members, here in the channel, and we can see evidence of a raid. So the raid, not too bad. They're looking for 3 replies, 5 retweets, 10 likes. So, and they're getting, it looks like, some activity, which is good to see. All right, they still need to go ahead and complete activity, the retweets and the replies. That's why it's highlighted in yellow. So we can see that they just got a buy that came in. Good to see. We can see they're base trending, so we're going to go ahead and check the leaderboard to make sure they're actually on that leaderboard. They're saying they're number 9. So let's see here. Base trending is what we're looking for. And I see Sol, I see Tron. Here's ETH. Okay, number 9. We're looking for Poochie. All right, so there they are. So we can go back. So they are on the leaderboard. And this is a different leaderboard, good grief. I got to go back up here. Than we've seen before, so you can see they've got a leaderboard for Solana, they've got one for Tron, and then they've got one for ETH, they've got one for Base, they've got one for BSC. You don't really see those these days. And then here they've even got one for Moonshot. I don't know if they got anything else. So a lot of stuff going on here, and this is actually through the Cherry Bot trending, or Cherry Bot. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Cherry Bot, Cherry Bot's covering a lot of different. I think they've even got one here for Pump Fund as well, but I don't think I saw that one, so maybe I just had to go up. So, but either way, it looks like they've got one for Pump Fund as well. I'm just not finding it right now, but either way, with that being said, let's see here. What we're going to do is we're going to continue to look through this, and let's see. So we saw the raid. We see that they're base trending. We can see buys coming in. We're going to go over here to the pin message. All right, so here we are looking at the pin message, and what do we got going on? Let's see here. We've got liquidity locked in a message. They want everybody to go hit the rockets, on Dexscreener. Okay, so not really much going on in terms of pin messages, just the liquidity lock and telling folks to go to Dexscreener to make sure that they hit the rockets. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's head back on out. All right, so with that said, and we can see, we saw buys that were coming in, even where it was kind of sitting before we went in there. I would say that, I had 50-50, that it could go up or come back down. So obviously this went up. You can see evidence of a volume bot as well. We can also see they've paid for a boost, okay? That boost, a 500 boost is going to be $4 grand. They probably paid at least $1 grand, for a 100x boost. They've also paid, for ads as well, which is good to see. We can see they're all in green, here in this information as well. So they've got some activity going on. It makes sense to go ahead and set some alerts for this one. So we're going to do that. We're sitting at 102 according to the tab. So we're going to go straight to market cap and 102K. There we are. We're going to copy that. And then on the over, we're going to go to we're going to want 120. All right. And then on the under, let's paste that in. We found market cap. On the under, we're going to go to 80K. Okay. So there we are. And we're going to close that out. So give me one moment. Okay. So we're looking now at the fart girl, so we can see that this one is in a pattern of retracement. Am I really optimistic that I think this one's going to come back up, even though they got the volume bot here? Not so much, at least not at first glance looking at the chart. Now, as far as what I may see in the Telegram, they may tell me something different, but for right now, I think that it will probably continue to go down just based on what I'm seeing on the chart alone. Now, we can see the last buy came in. We don't get a verification portal with this one, but last buy just came in. They're still coming in, which is positive, but are these new holders or, yeah, these aren't new holders. These are basically just, people increasing their position. So you can see that right there. You can see it right here. You can see it right here. Okay, all of this, those aren't new holders. Those are just people increasing their position. So now what I'm wondering, is when was the last new holder? So I'm scrolling, I'm still scrolling, I'm still scrolling. And this is something that's not a bad idea to look at, when you enter a channel, but you guys already know. Whenever I enter, I want to see, I'm comparing that, my clock to the last buy that came in. But I also want to see new holders. And right now, so we're still in that 251 block, so essentially what this looks like to me, okay, because it's saying 0, 0, 0 ETH, and I think it's doing that, for all of it. So what they've actually got going on here in this one is, when we go back out here, we can see these transactions. It looks like they paired their volume bot to the actual channel. So the activity coming in from their volume bot is what's coming in, in a lot of ways for a lot of these transactions, from their volume bot. Now this one is not. This is actually a holder that paid, 0.18 ETH, equivalent to this, to increase the amount of tokens they already hold, right? So, but if you come in and you're just not really paying attention, you're going to see that a lot of these transactions, or some of these transactions, are actually coming from the bot, from the volume bot, especially when you see this 0.0 here, and they're only spending 35 cents, okay? This 0.01 here, I would also venture to believe this is coming from the volume bot, okay? But anytime you're seeing like a 0.1, or something greater than that, or even like, greater than the $0 and the 0.001, likely those are going to be actual holders. But the other stuff, to me, it's a little suspect to be pairing your volume bot to the buy bot in the channel, because it gives a false sense of what's going on. You could be in a hurry and just not even realize before you make your buy that some of these buys aren't actual real holders, and that may be it may lead you inadvertently to want to decide to jump into the token, not understanding that you're not really getting a lot of actual organic, new holders. Like, I can't tell you the last time I've seen, even though we've looked through a bunch of these buy transactions, where there was actually a new holder. They've all been people, they've been the buy bot, and it's been, in some cases, holders increasing their position. But I'm still scrolling here, and I can't see the last time it was a new holder. And we're still scrolling through, and it's none of this is new holders. So I'll tell you what, for this one in particular, one, I'm not really crazy about the chart, but two, I don't like what they're doing as far as that buy bot activity is concerned. So if you're somebody that still wants to go and check this one out, you're more than welcome to do that. But for me, when I see a team doing something like that, I don't really care for that, and that's just my own personal opinion. Okay, so we're going to move on. This one is going to be the FTX AI agent. So we're going to take a look at their channel. And obviously, if you've been with somebody, been somebody that's kind of been just keeping track, of the series since the start, if you've watched every video, when was the last time you saw a team pair their buy bot activity to the actual channel? This is the first one we've talked about. We've talked about a lot of different tokens, in over 50 days in this series so far. Haven't come across another token that's done that. So for me to see that, like I said, I don't think it's a good look for the team. I don't think it's a good look for the token, and I would not, look at it as a bullish signal, for that particular token, in my personal opinion. Okay, so with that being said, we can see the last buy came in just now, 2:56 p.m. because that's what I've got on my clock. And let's see here, going up. I didn't see any trending, or not any trending, but trending too. I didn't see trending there, and I didn't see anything in regards to a raid, which we typically would have already seen that by now. So yeah, don't see any of that. So we're going to take a look at the pin message. So there we go. It's just highlighting a buy. They've applied, for CG listing. Okay. They say that this is going to be tracked, and this is CMC. So I've mentioned this before. I don't really consider CMC listings or CG listings to be, what they used to be. I just don't. They just don't carry the same weight that they used to. That's just I guess reflective of how much the market has changed, and even how much crypto's changed, just in a short period of time. Because it used to be that getting a CG or a CMC listing was a big deal, but I don't really consider it to be a very big deal anymore, even though they're still paying, asking. I think the price to go ahead and get listed, especially to get fast tracked, is still kind of stupid, but yeah, I just don't think that it carries the same kind of weight that it used to. Either way, so they're saying 1 million market cap soon. I doubt that, but hey, that's just my own personal opinion. Okay, let's see here. Nothing else really going on there in terms of the pin messages. So we're going to come back out here, and we can see here, looking at their chart, obviously they're still getting some buys. We can see that evidence, right here with that newest buy candle. Looks like somebody came with a buy of over $500. All right, so let's see here. Nothing really not a lot going on here in the 5 minutes. And then the 1 hour minus isn't too bad, but the chart looks pretty decent, so they got a 500x boost. They paid $4,000 for that, so we're going to set the alerts. We're looking at 96K. Can't really match it up, with the tab in this one, but that's all right. So we're gonna stick with the 96K as far as our found market cap. We're gonna copy that. I'm gonna set 2 alerts on this one. So on the over, we're gonna go to 110. And we're going to create that alert. And then on the under, let's paste in our found market cap, and we're going to go to 70K. All right, so there we are. And then we're going to close this one out. So low budget meme. All right, so I actually like this one, but that's without knowing anything that's going on in the Telegram. So, but again, don't make your decision based off of what I tend to like or not like. You got to go ahead and develop your own feelers, for what leans you into a token and what, moves you out of one, so all I can do is provide a guide in terms of, how I tend to see things. So we're going to take a look at the Telegram real quick, and let's see here. So I had a small position in this one, but I decided to go ahead and jump out of it, but either way, it's still up to you guys as far as what you want to do. They do have, a raid, here going on. We can see they're looking for 5 bookmarks, 5 replies, 5 retweets, and 16 likes, so they are trying to go ahead and get some additional exposure, for this token. Not really seeing anything going on in the way of trending, but that's okay. And we also know raids alone, cannot push or, move a token. You got to have some other things working in complement, to move the token, unless there's just really a super bullish, sentiment behind the token itself. So anything going on here in the pin messages? Okay, so the stick drawings, nothing real polished. It's all just in the spirit of a low budget meme. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go back on out. Here we are. And so they're not paying for trending. They're not paying for listings. Not staying true to their word. It's a low budget meme. So the buys are coming in through the raids alone. Okay. And I don't know that they're actually going to do anything else, because if it's a low budget meme and you want to really stay in stick with that theme, you don't really have the funds to go ahead and do a lot with respect to the meme. So it's all, to me, this really feels like it's a truly community oriented token, where everything's going to be done through the community. So I'm not seeing massive market caps, being generated out of this, because again, there's really nothing that it's got going on for it other than it's a low budget meme. Okay. So do I think this will still move a little bit? Sure. Do I think this could hit 1 million on its market cap? I would be surprised, if it actually got to 1 million, but I think it really depends on what the community decides to do. If the community is willing to put some money towards, a marketing wallet, and not something driven, by the team, but something just purely driven by the community. And let's say that, hey, it's legitimate. And let's say that maybe it's a multi-sig and, that it's protected, so nobody can actually steal funds. I think there's a possibility, to go ahead and really move this. But again, I think it's all really going to come down to the community. And the other thing that concerns me is really just the market itself, and market also affects people's trading behaviors, so you don't really see a lot of people holding on to tokens, for very long. So, so for a token like this, where you don't really have a lot of money to go ahead and push it, and it's really going to be up to the community, look, people's attention span, in this landscape, aren't very strong, so unless they see a token kind of just, going down, what do? They tend to jump ship and move on to other prospects. So yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of real conviction here, with the community as far as keeping this one going, but anything's possible. Could this hit 1 million? I'd be surprised, but we'll have to see. So, but either way, for this one, we will set some alerts. So we're sitting at 186 on the market cap according to the tab here. So that's what I'm going to set it at. So our found market cap will be 186. We're going to copy that, and we're going to go to market cap here and over. We're going to say 205 on the 205K on the over, and then on the under, let's go ahead and let's paste our found in here. On the under, I'm going to say 120K. Okay. Let's see if either of those trigger. So we're going to close this out. And then here on 69 minutes, first thing we want to do, take a look, at their channel, see what they got going on. Okay, so you get a verification portal, which is always helpful to see. Okay, so we can see right away evidence of a raid. They have not completed it because you can see all that's in yellow, but they're only looking for 3 replies, 5 retweets, and 10 likes. So they only need 1 more like. But I think with a community of 556 members, should not be difficult to complete such a small raid. So first of all, we can see that we really don't have a ton of activity going on in terms of the raid, right? So let's see here. We can see there's ETH trending, okay? And let's see if they're on the leaderboard. Always remember, click the link and take a look at their leaderboard. This is saying, okay, so they're number 2 on the leaderboard, which is positive because that means that they are active on the leaderboard, which means people can see them, right? So then we're going to continue to head back on up. We can see people increasing their position. You see a new holder here. So, the buys are active, right? And we're also attracting new holders. Good to see that. So there's the raid, there's trending. We get something here in regards to explaining the narrative. Elon Musk teases 69 minutes and offers to pay for it on X after Trump blasts 60 minutes over Kamala Harris interview. So, and obviously we know Elon's the richest man in the world. Could he buy 69 minutes? Sure, he probably could. Question is, does he want to? But obviously it clearly makes news headlines. Okay, so we're going to take a look here. Are they giving you some information about, where 69 is used in terms of the number? Let's see here. Some X information. There's a voice message here. Okay, so all right, and obviously, we're all familiar with the meme behind, 69 minutes. So with that being said, we're going to head back on out. And so right now we're seeing some retracement, right? They've even got the 100x boost paid for. They're hot pairs trending number 2. All right, and we can see the minuses aren't too bad, but they are seeing some activity. So I think this one makes sense to set 2 alerts. So we're going to do that. So let's see here. We're currently sitting at 114K according to our tab. So we're going to put 114 as the found market cap. And then on the over, let's go to market cap. And we're going to set the over at, let's do 130. 130K. All right. And then on the under, our found market cap here, let's put the under at, let's do 85K. All right. So we'll see if any of those trigger. Okay. And then here, still looking at Grok. Now, Grok AI. We're going to take a look at the channel, see what they got going on in there. All right, so we can see a buy just came in because I got 306 on my clock. All right, and we can see 306 right here, and we can see they're also trending. So they're number 10. We don't get a verification portal. This doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're going to check out their leaderboard, make sure that Grok AI is number 10 on the leaderboard. So here we are. We're looking for Grok AI. There we go. So they are on the leaderboard. And we're also looking for evidence of a raid. Do we see anything going on? So far, I don't see any kind of raid. All right, typically we would have already seen one by now. Okay, so yeah. So we're gonna, take a look here at the pinned messages. They got a bunch of them here, but what are they saying? So it looks like a lot of these are just highlighting buys. Same team, same moon. Okay. All right. Yeah. So again, just highlighting buys. Let's see. Again, it's not moving now. Sometimes when you scroll through the pinned messages, it'll pause and not let you move. Just be patient. It'll let you do it eventually again at some point. Okay, so let's see here. That was from CoinMarketCap fastest alerts. Okay, so, and they're trending number 3 on CMC. So they're doing more marketing for this. So, I mean, it looks like they're trying to go ahead and move the token, which is obviously important to see. All right, and the chart has continued to move up, So what we're going to do, given where the candle is on this chart, we're going to mark 371 as our found market cap, even though I'm not so sure that's accurate, since there's always a delay, with Dexscreener. So, but it only makes sense to set an under alert on this one because of where the candle is. So for this one, I'm going to set that under at 300K, and we're going to see if it triggers. Okay, so with that being said, guys, give me a moment. Let me see where we're at in terms of time. Okay, so we've already gone ahead and been at this for a little over a half hour, and we've already gone through, everything to 500K. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and go beyond that. I could set some different filters here in terms of the hours, the time frame, but we won't do that. We'll leave it here, where we are right now in the video, especially since I did a pretty long one yesterday, and or not yesterday, but the day before. And then we'll leave it, where it's at. So with that being said, as always, guys, if you know anybody that could utilize the information that is being talked about here, that could get some value out of it, and this is assuming that you're getting some value out of it as well, please be sure to share the channel. Be sure to consider subscribing if you've not yet done that. Check out the other channels, Crimson's Calls on Telegram. It's been kind of quiet there lately, but again, a lot of that's just due to the market conditions, and X as well. So, and if you're not subscribed to either of those channels, consider subscribing as well. So we're going to leave it there today, as I said before, and I hope you guys are enjoying your day, and we'll see you on the next video.